Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are going to do something a little different. Usually, we tackle a subject by, looking at the data, the history, the hard facts.
The evidence.
The evidence, exactly.
Yeah.
But today, we're going to talk about a feeling. And I think it's a feeling that every single person listening right now has felt at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
It might be subtle, like a background hum, or it might be loud, like a siren. It's that feeling of the hunt.
The hunt.
You know what I mean? Right,
Uh-huh.
that gnawing sensation, that happiness or success, or if we want to get really deep right off the bat, enlightenment,
Might as well jump in.
is this elusive prize hiding somewhere out there in the world.
It's the driving force of the modern condition, isn't it?
It really is.
The idea that it is out there and I am here and there is this vast, terrifying gap between us. And I have to bridge that gap. I have to hunt it down.
Exactly. It's the search. We are all searchers. But here's the curveball our source material throws at us today.
And it's a big one.
It's a huge one.
What if the search itself is the problem? What if the very act of looking is the thing that prevents you from finding? Today, we are diving into a really fascinating and honestly kind of mind-bending piece of source material titled The Diamond on Your Own Roof, or in the original Hindi, Bodh Ka Hira.
Bodh Ka Hira.
And I have to be honest with you, this isn't just a cute fable. When I was reading it, it felt like a complete psychological rewiring.
That is a very, very accurate way to put it. When we look at this text, we aren't just looking at a story. We're looking at a diagnostic tool for what we might call spiritual anxiety.
Spiritual anxiety, I like that.
It addresses that specific frustration of feeling lost in life or, hitting a plateau in your personal growth where you just feel stuck.
Completely stuck.
And it fundamentally shifts the definition of the journey from a hunt for something you don't have
Right.
to a homecoming, to something you can't lose.
I love that phrasing. A homecoming to something you can't lose. Because, let's be real, most of us live in a state of constant fear that we are losing.
Oh, constantly.
We're losing time, we're losing our edge, we're losing opportunities. We feel like if we stop running, we just fall behind.
Yeah, the treadmill effect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the source starts with a pretty massive concept to set the stage. It goes right back to the beginning.
Yeah.
The origin story of, of everything.
It does. It has to. It starts with the cosmic context. To understand the diamond, you have to understand the house it's sitting on first.
Okay, that makes sense.
And the source references the ancient Vedic concept of egoham bahusyam.
Okay, let's unpack this immediately because that's a mouthful. Ikohem bahusyam. What are we looking at here?
So the literal translation is, I am one, let me become many.
I am one, let me become many.
But the nuance here is absolutely critical. It's not describing creation as like a construction project.
Right.
It's not like God is a carpenter building a table where the carpenter and the table are two totally separate things.
Right.
In that model, the creator makes the thing and then stands back to look at it, admire their work.
Right, the carpenter makes the table, walks away, and the table stays there. They are distinct. The table isn't made of carpenter.
Exactly. This source argues for a completely different model. It describes creation as a multiplication or a division.
A division.
Yeah, it suggests the universe was born from a single resolve of the divine consciousness to expand itself. It's not building, it's becoming.
So it's less like building a table and more like cell division. Or maybe seed sprouting.
A seed is actually the exact metaphor the source uses later on.
Oh, really?
Yes, it says we are all fragments of that supreme consciousness living in these bodies like seeds.
Like seeds.
The tree is hidden inside the seed. The seed looks small, hard, and limited, but it contains the blueprint of the entire forest.
That's a powerful image.
But here is where it gets really interesting and where it connects to some very modern theories that, your more tech-savvy listeners might appreciate.
Okay, we ready.
The source describes this world as a Jagrat Svapna.
Jagrat Svap. Okay, translation on that.
It translates to a waking dream.
A waking dream. Wow.
Precisely. And the source explicitly draws a parallel to what we might call today a cosmic simulation.
See, this is why I love these deep dives. We start with ancient Vedic Sanskrit, and then 5 minutes later, we're talking about simulation theory. It's fantastic.
It is the same logical structure, though. Think about it.
Okay.
If the universe is a projection of a single consciousness, a simulation, then all the characters in the simulation, they're made of the same code as the creator.
Right, right. They're not separate entities.
Not at all. The source argues that we aren't separate entities trying to contact some distant god. We are fragments of the system itself. We are the code.
That's a wild thought. So I'm not just a player in the game. I'm made of the game engine itself.
Correct. You are a localized expression of the entire system, a single pixel that contains the image of the whole screen.
Which brings us to the objective of the game then.
Yeah.
If we are in this waking dream,
Right.
what are we supposed to do? Is there a winning condition? Or are we just wandering around exploring the map?
According to this text, the objective is twofold. Okay. First, to upgrade our frequency, and second, to recognize our true form and return to it.
Upgrade our frequency. That
Right.
sounds almost technical. Like we're trying to tune a radio.
It is technical in a spiritual sense. It implies that the you that feels lost and confused is just. It's operating on a lower bandwidth of awareness.
A lower bandwidth.
You're a seed that hasn't sprouted yet. You are dormant. But, and this is the crucial transition point, if we are already part of the divine,
Yeah, this is the big question, isn't
if
it?
we're made of the same stuff as the creator, why do we feel so incredibly lost? Why does life feel like such a struggle?
That is the million-dollar question. If I'm a piece of God, why do I feel like I'm just a guy stuck in traffic worrying about my mortgage?
Right.
Why do I feel incomplete? Why do I feel so anxious all the time?
And that is exactly where the central metaphor of this entire deep dive comes in.
The diamond.
The diamond. The source presents this thought experiment to explain this cognitive dissonance. It asks us to compare two scenarios.
Okay, I really want to get into this because when I read this part of the source,
Yeah.
it just clicked for me. It's such a simple image, but it changes everything about how you approach your day.
It really does.
So let's set the stage. We have two scenarios, scenario A and scenario B.
Right, so let's look at scenario A first. This is the diamond in the field.
Okay, so picture this. Someone comes up to you, maybe a guide, a guru, maybe it's just a rumor you heard, and says, hey, listen carefully. There is a massive, priceless diamond somewhere in that gigantic, muddy, overgrown field over there. And it might be yours. If you find it, you can keep it.
Now, pause there. I want you to really put yourself in that psychological state.
Okay.
You're standing at the edge of this massive, chaotic field. The grass is tall, the ground is uneven, it's huge. What are the emotions coursing through your body?
Anxiety. Immediate anxiety.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at the tall grass. I'm thinking, is it really even there? How deep is it buried? What if someone else finds it first?
Oh, competition, right.
The competition.
Right.
And what if I search for 10 years and find absolutely nothing?
Exactly. The dominant emotion is uncertainty. Your confidence is fundamentally low.
Rock bottom.
You might start digging, but the moment you get tired, the moment the sun gets too hot, what happens?
You start to doubt.
You start questioning the whole enterprise. You think, maybe I was lied to, maybe there is no diamond, this is a fool's errand.
It feels desperate. It's a scramble. It's competitive. I'm looking over my shoulder to see if anyone else is digging faster than me or in a better spot.
That is the state of most people's search for happiness or spiritual meaning.
Wow.
They're looking for it out there in an unknown field, unsure if they're even entitled to it. They are operating from a place of scarcity.
I don't have it, and I might never get it.
That's the mantra. Now let's flip the switch. Let's look at scenario B.
Okay, scenario B, the diamond on the roof. Someone you trust implicitly, a true expert, maybe it's your own inner knowing, comes to you and says, hey, listen, there is a diamond. It is definitely real. And it is sitting right now on the roof of your own house.
Own house.
And because it's your house, the diamond is 100% yours.
Now analyze this shift. Just feel that. How does that feel compared to the field?
Oh, it's night and day. It's a completely different reality. I feel calm.
Home.
I feel rich already. I haven't even touched the diamond yet, but just knowing it's on my roof makes me feel secure. My posture changes. I'm not frantic anymore.
That is the key. And the source breaks this down into two critical factors that cause that shift. Closeness and ownership.
Closeness and ownership.
In scenario B, the goal isn't distant. It isn't in some foreign land. It is part of your existence. It's your home.
It's right here.
And secondly, there is no question of authority or ownership. The roof is yours, so the diamond is yours. It's that simple.
The source uses a specific Sanskrit word here, and it really stuck with me. Sanchay.
Yes, Sanchay. It translates to doubt. but it's a specific kind of corrosive doubt. It's the doubt of possibility itself.
Okay, so it's not just doubting myself, it's doubting the whole thing.
Exactly. In scenario A, you have Sanche. You doubt the existence of the prize and you doubt your ability to find it. But in scenario B, the elimination of Sanche is total.
It's gone.
Completely. There is no maybe. And this is the core insight of the entire text. Enlightenment or moksha or self-realization. It is not scenario A.
It's not a hunt in a field.
It is scenario B. It's always been scenario B.
So we've been treating happiness like it's buried in some random field, digging holes all over the place, getting muddy and exhausted.
Yes.
But the source is saying it's literally just upstairs.
Precisely. The roof represents your internal self, your own consciousness.
My own mind.
And the source is emphatic about this. It says liberation isn't a physical place. It's not in Kashi or Kailash or the Himalayas.
It's not out there.
It is strictly within. The only barrier isn't distance. It's just the ceiling. It's the curtain of Maya, or illusion, that keeps us distracted downstairs in the living room. Forgetting to just walk up the stairs and look.
I love that idea that we're just distracted downstairs. We're watching TV, we're rearranging the furniture, we're complaining about the wallpaper.
Arguing about what to order for dinner.
Yes. Meanwhile, the treasure that solves all our problems is just one flight up.
And we are frantic. We are running around the living room looking for the diamond, tearing up the sofa cushions.
Ripping up the floorboards.
We are screaming at our family members because we can't find it. We are buying new furniture thinking that will make us feel like we have the diamond.
Oh, that's a good one.
And the source is standing there just calmly saying, stop. Just stop. Look up. It's on the roof.
But this raises a very practical question, right?
Yeah.
And I think this is where a lot of people, myself included, could get tripped up.
Okay.
If the diamond is already mine and it's right there, do I just sit on the couch and do nothing? This sounds a little bit like just manifest it and chill.
Right.
Does this mean I don't have to put in any effort at all?
That's the classic trap people often fall into with non-dual philosophy. It's a very common misunderstanding.
I can see why.
They hear, you are already free, and they interpret it as, you don't need to do anything. But the source is very, very clear. The answer is, yes, you still have to do the work.
Both.
You still have to climb the stairs. But, and this is the absolute game changer, the nature of the work changes completely.
Right, because I'm not digging in the mud anymore. I'm climbing stairs in my own house.
Exactly. In scenario A, the work is seeking and earning. It's driven by fear. If I don't dig, I won't get it. If I stop digging, I starve.
It's a struggle for survival.
It is. In scenario B, the work, whether that's meditation, therapy, learning, just living ethically, it is simply the act of climbing.
It's movement.
You aren't creating the diamond with your effort. You aren't earning the right to own the diamond. You are simply closing the physical gap between where you are standing and where the diamond is already sitting, waiting for you.
This shift in perspective, I mean, it really hits home when we talk about what the source calls spiritual depression.
That's a term that will resonate with a lot of people. It's the plateau. It's that wall you hit. You know, you start a new habit. Let's say you start meditating, or you start a workout routine, or you're learning a language.
Yeah, that initial burst of enthusiasm.
Right. At first, it's exciting. You're all in. But then, 2 weeks in, maybe a month in, nothing seems to be happening. You don't feel enlightened. You don't feel stronger. You just feel tired.
The novelty wears off, and it just becomes work.
Exactly. And in scenario A, the field mindset, what happens when you hit that plateau?
It's catastrophic.
You quit. You think, this isn't working. The diamond isn't here. I've been digging in this spot for 2 weeks, and I see nothing but dirt. I'm wasting my time. Exactly. You abandon the dig site, you move to a new spot, or you leave the field entirely, completely demoralized.
Right.
You assume the failure is external, the field is empty, or even worse, internal, you are a bad digger.
I'm just not cut out for this.
Right. But now, apply the roof mindset to that exact same feeling of fatigue.
Okay.
You are climbing the stairs to your roof. Let's say there are 10 flights of stairs. You climb 4, and your legs are burning. You are out of breath. Do you turn around and say, well, I guess there is no diamond?
No, that would be ridiculous. It would be an insane conclusion to draw.
Why?
Because I know it's there. The fatigue in my legs has nothing to do with the existence of the diamond.
Right. So what do you do?
I take a break. I sit on the step. I catch my breath. But I don't panic.
You don't panic. That is the safety net the source describes. It shifts the entire journey from a race to acquire to the joy of being.
The joy of being on the way.
Yes. Even if today's practice was bad, say you sat to meditate and your mind was racing the whole time, a total mess.
Which happens a lot.
Or you went to the gym and had a terrible workout, you remain unbroken. Why? Because the prize is guaranteed by your very existence.
The prize is guaranteed by your existence. That is powerful. I mean, that really takes the pressure off.
It does.
It means I can have a bad day, and it doesn't mean I'm a failure. It just means I'm tired on the stairs today. I'll try again tomorrow.
It fundamentally builds resilience. The source says, and this is almost a direct quote, "The diamond hasn't gone anywhere. It is still there. You just have a few more steps to climb."
Wow.
When you truly internalize that, burnout becomes much less likely. You stop judging your progress so harshly.
You're not constantly grading yourself.
No. You stop asking, am I there yet? And you just start saying, I am on my way.
It changes the definition of success from getting the thing to just taking the next step.
Precisely. And this internal shift doesn't just change how you feel about your own progress. The source argues it actually changes how you act in the world.
Oh, interesting.
It literally rewrites your internal code.
This is the automatic code rewrite that's mentioned in the text.
Yes. This is where it gets into behavioral psychology and, ethics.
Okay.
The source argues that when a soul truly accepts that it is already complete, that the diamond is already on an own roof, the script of that person changes automatically.
Meaning you don't have to force yourself to be a good person. It just happens.
Think about it logically. Why do people cheat or steal or hoard or harm others? What is the root cause of all that?
It's usually out of a sense of lack.
Lack.
I need more money. I need more power. I need to get ahead of you before you get ahead of me. It's that scenario, a mindset against scarcity in the field.
That's it.
If there's only one diamond in the field, I might have to shove you out of the way to get it.
Precisely. Greed is a symptom of believing you are empty. Greed is the panic of the digger in the field. But if you truly believe you are full, if you know deep down you already own the diamond, why would you steal someone else's pocket change?
Right. It would be beneath you. Not in an arrogant way, but just, it would be unnecessary.
Completely pointless.
It's like a billionaire shoplifting a sandwich. It just doesn't make sense. Why risk everything for something you can so easily afford?
The ego, the need to prove yourself, it melts away because there is nothing outside of you that adds value to what you already have.
You can't add to infinity.
You can't add to infinity. And the source says ethical living becomes a natural byproduct, not a set of rules you have to struggle to follow.
That's a huge distinction.
You don't need a commandment saying do not steal. You just have no impulse to steal. The desire creates the action. Remove the desire, and the action just vanishes.
That's a refreshing way to look at morality. It's not about fear of punishment. It's about an abundance of self.
And this connects directly to the source's discussion on karma and rebirth.
Okay, how so?
It uses the concept of role play.
Role play, as in like a game.
Exactly. When you know the diamond is on the roof, but you are still downstairs interacting with the world, you still have a job, a family, responsibilities.
Right. You can't just go live on the roof.
You realize you are just playing a role. You are a father, a boss, a friend, a citizen. You play the role perfectly. You commit to it fully. But you don't get attached to the outcome because your worth isn't derived from how well the role goes.
So if my character in this play loses their job, it's not I'm destroyed, it's my character in the play lost their job.
Exactly. It's the difference between an actor who thinks they're Hamlet and an actor who knows they're playing Hamlet.
That's a great analogy.
If Hamlet dies at the end of the play, the actor who thinks he is Hamlet is terrified. He's experiencing his own death. But the actor who knows he is playing a role acts the death scene beautifully with full commitment, and then he stands up and bows.
And goes home.
And the source argues that because you are acting without that desperate attachment, you don't create new karmic bondage.
Because you're not getting tangled up.
Right. You aren't tangling yourself further in the web of cause and effect. You aren't creating new emotional debts and credits. The script for future rebirths becomes shorter or ends entirely because you aren't leaving unfinished emotional business behind. You can walk through the mud of the world, but no mud sticks to you.
It's like playing a video game, but knowing you can turn the console off at any time. You actually enjoy the game more.
Yes, that's a perfect analogy.
You can take more risks. You can be generous with your items. You can be brave. You're not terrified of the game over screen.
You play with a sense of freedom rather than a sense of fear, and this brings us to the philosophical proof the source offers for all this.
Right.
It's not just a nice story. They back it up with some heavy-hitting philosophy to prove why this shift is real and not just, a placebo.
Okay, this is section 5 of our outline. The phrase, mati sagati.
Mati sagati. Roughly translated, it means, as you think, so you become, or maybe more accurately, your destination depends on your mindset.
As you think, so you become.
The source references the Ashtavakra Gita and the principles of Advaita Vedanta here. There's a famous line, Muktabhimani mukto hai.
Okay, let's decode that. Muktabhimani mukto hai.
It means, he who considers himself free is indeed free. And, just as importantly, he who considers himself bound remains bound.
This sounds a little bit like fake it till you make it, but deeper.
Much deeper.
Is it just about positive thinking? I think I'm rich, so I'm rich, because that doesn't always work out.
It's much deeper than positive thinking. It's about the fundamental nature of reality itself. It's not about changing the external world with your thoughts. It's about recognizing the internal reality, which was always true.
Recognizing, not creating.
Exactly. And to explain this, the source uses the classic Vedantic analogy of the rope and the snake.
Ah, yes.
This is one of the most famous analogies in all of Indian philosophy for a reason.
I remember this one. Set the scene for us.
So imagine you are walking into a dimly lit room at twilight. You're tired, it's dark. You see a coiled shape on the floor.
Okay.
Immediately, your reptilian brain kicks in. Your heart races. You start to sweat. You jump back. You scream, "Snake!"
And the fear is real. The adrenaline is pumping through my body. Physically, I am in a state of terror. My blood pressure is up.
The fear is absolutely real. The physiological response is real. But is the danger real?
No, because it's just a rope. I misperceived it.
But you don't know that yet. So you are trapped in the reality of the snake. Now, what is the solution here? Do you need to find a stick and kill the snake?
You can't kill it. It's not alive. That would be pointless.
Do you need to call animal control? Do you need to pray for the snake to leave? Do you need to perform a ritual to appease the snake god?
No. None of that will work because the premise is wrong. There is no snake.
So what do you need?
You just need a light.
You need a light. The source calls this the torch of Bodh, the torch of awareness or knowledge. The moment you shine the light on that coil, what happens to the snake?
It vanishes instantly. It was never there to begin with.
It didn't go away. It didn't slither out the door. It simply ceased to exist as a concept in your mind. And in that moment of illumination, you realize you were never in danger. You were never bound by the snake. You were free the whole time. You just didn't know it.
And that's the metaphor for our lives.
Yeah.
The bondage of our problems, our insecurities, our feeling of being lost. That's the snake.
That's the snake. It feels incredibly real, and the fear it generates is real. But it's a misperception.
And the diamond on the roof, the realization of your own true nature, that's the light.
That's the torch of Bodh. The source is arguing that we aren't trying to become free. We are trying to realize we are already free. The stairs we are climbing are just the process of finding the light switch in the room.
That is slightly mind-bending, but also incredibly comforting.
Isn't it?
It means the problem isn't out there in the world. The problem is just the lighting in the room.
Exactly. The problem is a misunderstanding, not a structural flaw in the universe or in you. And this leads us to the final and I think most provocative point of the source material.
The final provocation.
It redefines the entire journey of life with this brilliant and very stark play on words.
Oh, this part gave me chills when I read it. It's the difference between Shav Yatra and Shiv Yatra.
It's a linguistic term that encapsulates the whole philosophy. So in Hindi, shav means a corpse, a dead body.
Okay,
Shav Yatra is a funeral procession.
a bit morbid.
It is. But look at it from a purely materialist perspective, the scenario A perspective.
Digging in the field.
If we are just bodies, if there is no diamond, no soul, no higher consciousness, then from the moment we are born, what are we really doing?
We're dying.
We are slowly dying. Every step we take is a step toward the grave. Life, in that view, is literally a funeral procession that just takes 80 or 90 years to finish.
That is unbelievably bleak. That is the ultimate scenario A. Walking through the field, finding nothing, and then dying at the end of it. It makes everything feel completely pointless.
It does. But the source offers the alternative, Shiv Yatra. Shiva representing the divine, the eternal, the supreme consciousness we spoke of at the very beginning.
So a journey toward the divine, not a procession toward death.
Yes. If you hold the roof mindset, if you know the diamond is yours, then life is not a march toward death. It is a pilgrimage toward your own higher self.
A pilgrim.
You aren't walking toward an end. You are walking toward a realization, a homecoming.
And the physical act of walking looks the same from the outside, right? You still go to work, you still pay your bills, you still get old, you still eventually leave the body.
Yeah.
But the internal experience,
The internal experience is the polar opposite. One is a tragedy, the other is a divine comedy. One is filled with the dread of the inevitable end, the other is filled with the calm anticipation of the inevitable arrival.
Shav Yatra versus Shiv Yatra. It really all comes down to how you define yourself, doesn't it?
That's the choice.
Are you the body that dies? Or are you the seed of consciousness that is trying to sprout?
That is the choice the Source leaves us with, and it
Yeah.
connects everything back together, full circle, from the cosmic simulation to the internal roof, from the anxiety of searching in the field to the confidence of climbing the stairs in your own home. It's all one consistent argument.
And that argument is,
You have forgotten who you are, and the only job you have in this life is to remember.
it's funny, we started this episode talking about the hunt for happiness, this
Yeah.
constant frantic search. And we've ended up with the idea that the hunt is actually the biggest distraction.
The hunt implies distance. The Source wants you to realize there is no distance.
So let's wrap this up with a final thought for everyone listening. We've covered a lot. Simulation theory, diamonds, fields, snakes, ropes. It's a lot to process.
It is.
But tomorrow morning, the alarm is going to go off. The simulation's going to boot up for another day.
And you will face challenges. There will be traffic. There will be difficult emails. There will be moments of self-doubt. That is the nature of the simulation. That's part of the game.
But here is the question the Source leaves us with, and the question I want to leave you with. When you wake up tomorrow, will you treat those challenges as obstacles blocking you from a happiness you don't have? Will you be frantically digging in the muddy field, anxious that you might miss out, that someone else is getting ahead?
Or will you see those challenges as just steep steps on a staircase? A difficult staircase, maybe, but a staircase in a house that you already own.
Leading to a diamond that is already and has always been yours.
The certainty changes the struggle.
The diamond is on the roof. You just have to keep climbing.
And remember, even if you need to stop and catch your breath on the landing, it's not going anywhere.
Thanks for diving deep with us today. We'll see you on the next one.
Take care.